And what is up guys, Fad here, and today I'm back for another video. Today we'll be ranking every single regional form in the Pokemon franchise. I checked, I think we have all of them here, right? Anyways, if you enjoyed the video so far, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, it would really help. And make sure to comment who your favorite regional form is, alright? Now, no further ado, let's get started. Let's start off with Rattata and Raticate. So, the totem battle for these two Pokemon is pretty cool. The design is alright. I'm not a big fan of Raticate though, so I'm going to put them in A tier, but overall it's a fine Pokemon. I'm not the biggest fan of these two, but they're fine. Next up we have Alolan Raichu. Do I even need to put much detail on this? This thing is amazing. This thing is perfect. Right? This is the perfect regional form, in my opinion. There's almost nothing that can compare to this. Well, there are a few here that I'm going to rank higher, but this is a really cool Pokemon. Especially like in the anime with like the whole pancakes thing, it's really cool. Alright. Next up we have Sandshrew and Sandslash. I think Sandshrew is a B tier, and I think Sandslash is an S tier. We're a really big fan of Alola, it's my second favorite region. I'm gonna be a little biased here. Next up, we have these two. This is my second favorite Pokemon. Do I even need to say more? I'm gonna put this here. Do I even need to say more about these two? Like, this is perfection. Right? Next up, we have Diglett and Dugtrio. I'm gonna put them... Not a big fan of these two, honestly, I'm gonna be honest. Next up we have Meowth and Persian. I'm gonna put Meowth here, in S tier, and Persian in C tier. I prefer Meowth a lot more, I love this thing. Next up we have Galarian Meowth. I'm gonna put it in... Honestly, not a big fan of this one, I prefer this one a lot more. Next up we have Growlithe and Arcanine. I'll put this one in B, put this one in A. I like these two Pokemon, they're okay though. Next up we have the Geodude line. Honestly, not a big fan of the Geodude line, so I'm gonna put them here. Alright, next up we have Ponyta and Rapidash. Ponyta I'm gonna put in... Where am I gonna put it? You know, I'm gonna put it where it deserves. And Rapidash, I think Rapidash is kind of a bummer evolution. I'm not a big fan of the eyes. But other than that, it's decent Pokemon. Put it in an A. But I think Ponyta's a lot cooler than its evolution. Alright, next up we have Slowbro. Wait, where's Oh, Slowking's right here. I need to organize them. Next up we have the Slowbro line. Slowbro I'm gonna put in B. It's not incredible. Actually I'm gonna put it... Wait, did I just put Vulpix in C? No, I'm gonna put it a lot higher right here. And next up we have these two. I'm not a big fan of this thing, honestly, but this thing I'm quite a big fan of. I'm gonna put it here. High B. Next up we have Grimer and Muk. I'm just a really big fan of these Pokemon. I'm gonna be biased here, I'm gonna put both of them here. These two Pokemon are great. Muk I used for 2 playthroughs. Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, and one of my ORAS playthroughs. It's a really good Pokemon, and I love this thing. I'd use this thing again in my next playthrough. Right, next up we have Voltorb and Electrode. No, I wasn't the biggest fan of these guys, honestly. These guys in C. I didn't finish Legends Arceus, but that was the boss fight I had the most trouble with. I should know. I don't remember which one I had the most trouble with. This one's pretty hard, in my opinion. Right. Next up, we have Executor. This guy goes in S. No questions. Same thing with Marowak. Like, the Alola forms are the best, honestly. Most of the ones here are going to be Alolan forms. Right. Next up, we have Weezing. I'm going to put Weezing in A tier. It's a decent Pokemon. I love what they did with it, and yeah, I think it's an A tier. Next up, we have the Galarian Birds. I'm only a really big fan of Moltres, but yeah, I'm gonna put Moltres in S, and Zapdos, put in A, Articuno in B. I think this is fair enough for the Galarian Birds. Next up, we have Typhlosion. I'm gonna put it here. I prefer like all the Pokemon here over it. Right? Same thing with... Actually, wait, no, I'm gonna put Typhlosion in S, and Samurott in Decidueye in A. For me, I think this is a lot better. Right? Next up we have Zigzagoon and Linoone. These two are very cool Pokemon. Right? I love these two Pokemon, that's why I'm gonna put them in S. I used Obstagoon for my first Sword and Shield playthrough. It was so good. Such a good Pokemon. Although it wasn't as good as the other members on our team, it was pretty fun to use. Especially with the move Obstruct. I think I'm gonna put the entire line here. In S. Actually, I'm just gonna put Obstagoon here. These two I'm gonna move them to C because I don't have much of an opinion on. You know what? I'm being nice. Just changed opinion like 3 times in that statement. So, yeah. Next up we have... Next up we have Lilligant. I don't like this thing. This thing's ugly. Next up we have these 3 Pokemon. Darmanitan and Darumaka. I forgot the name of this Pokemon. I think it was Darumaka. I don't remember. But yeah, I'm going to put this thing in C tier, this thing in B tier, and this thing in A tier. Actually, I'm going to put it in S tier. It's such a fun Pokemon. Next up we have Zorua and Zoroark. Let's be honest here. Although I prefer original Zoroark, this thing is really cool. I'll put Zorua as well on the list. Actually, I like Vulpix better than this thing. So I'm gonna rearrange it like a few times. When I put all these Pokemon together, I'm gonna rearrange it one last time. That's gonna be the final tier list. Next up we have, I don't like this Pokemon. I'm just gonna put it in D. Braviary was cool, putting in A. These two are still alright. I'm gonna put this one in. You know, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like these guys very much. I'm just gonna put them in D. I just changed statements twice. I need to get better on that. Next up, we have Avalugg. I'm not a big fan of Hisuian Avalugg. Next up, we have Berserker. It's better. It's better than Meowth. That's all I'm gonna say. That right here. Next up, we have Corsola and Cursula. I'm gonna put Corsola up here. Cursula is kind of a bummer. Putting in B. Next up, we have Farfetch and Sirfetch. Sirfetch is going over here. Farfetch is going in here. Mr. Mime and Mr. Rhyme, I think they deserve A. These are very cool Pokemon, but I personally don't like them as much as the guys up here. I'm going to move these 2 down there. Next up we have Yamask and Runerigus. I like these Pokemon. Right, I'm gonna give them a generous ranking. Yamask here, Runerigus. Going. Is it better than Typhlosion? Yes, it is. Better than Muk. Better than Zoroark. Better than Ponyta. Better than this. Is it better than? Yeah, it's better than Sandslash. And it's gonna stop here, right behind Marowak. Alright, next up we have Sneasel and Sneasler. I'm going to move this thing here. I'm going to move this guy down there. This thing is just creepy as hell. Honestly, this is one of the creepiest Pokemon to ever exist. And this thing freaks me out. Like, if I saw this thing running at me, I would run even faster than this thing. I would outrun a Weavile. That's how fast I'm gonna go. Right, and next up we have Quillfish and its evolution. I forgot the name of this Pokemon. You guys can correct me in the comments. I'm going to move it. I prefer the original Quillfish. Right, next up we have Tauros. These are very cool Pokemon. Is it better than this? Is it better than this? It's not better than this. Is it better than the water? Yes, it is. The normal one just fine. Yes, it is. I like the normal one better than the water. It's more simple. Next up, we have Wooper. Alright, Wooper and Clodsire. Now, let's get started. This is going to be an S tier. Is it better than Corsola? Yes. Is it better than Zorua? Yes. Is it better than Vulpix? Yes. Is it better than Obstagoon? Yes. Is it better than Darmanitan? Yes. Is it better than the Tauroses? Yes. Is it better than Typhlosion? Yes. Is it better than Grimer and Muk? Yes. Is it better than Zoroark? Yes. Is it better than Ponyta? Yes. Zoroark is better than Ponyta. I'm going to move it up here. It's better than Moltres. It's better. Yeah, I'm going to move it right here. Alright. Is it better than all these Pokemon? Yes. Is it better than Zoroark? Yes. Is it better than Runerigus? Yes. Is it better than Marowak? No. That's where it's going to stop. And Clodsire. Is it better than Wooper? No, it's not. It's not better than Raichu. It's going to go right here. Alright. This is the final tier list. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and tell me who your favorite regional form is. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Goodbye.